Welcome back to Central Valley Talk, where we celebrate what's good about Fresno and the Valley and the state and the nation for that matter. There's so many cool things going on around here, and we want you to know about them. So when we stumble upon somebody who's doing something good from our community, we want to bring them on our show and we want to spotlight them. Our next guest is an artist of great ability, Lynn Hock Napoli. Now, you are a portrait artist.
Yes, I am.
Commissioned portrait artist. So if somebody needs a portrait, they could come to you and...
I can do a portrait from either a sitting, live sitting if they want, or if they have too busy of a schedule, I can do it from photography.
I'm amazed at the skill of the people who are able to sit for a
portrait. It usually doesn't last that long.
I'm just popping a couple examples up here of some you've done. I know you brought some with you too, but you'll do not just people, but pets?
I do pets, yes I do. I'm working on a German Shepherd right now for my veterinarian in Lemoore. And I do baby portraits, which I love to do. I'm working on she's about 2 years old. The client brought me a commission for 2 paintings, and I'm going to be doing one for the grandma and one for the mom.
Is that this one here?
No, this is a different one.
Different one, okay.
Yeah,
I'll put this one up anyway.
Yeah.
Just this you're working from a photograph.
Yeah. And I bought the original in so that he can put it up when he's ready.
Yeah. You'll have to hold it up. That's our only option here.
Okay.
And but it's incredible the work you do. Now,
thank you.
You didn't just wake up one day as a painter. You went for the training. I love this story.
No, I started out in classical ballet with Claire Lachey Porter. I danced with the company for many years, from 12 until 22. I then went into the Fresno Ballet. I also did Children's Playhouse in the Memorial Center, the Veterans Memorial Center, every summer.
This was when you were a kid?
Yeah, when I was a kid. And then I had an injury in ballet and could no longer perform.
Now, by the way, you said you studied dance right over here at Severance.
At Severance, I was there in the Tower District from 3 to 8. Excuse me, from 3 until I was 12.
And I don't want to, no insult, but we're talking, I didn't realize that's like 50 years maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said
that. No, I'm 63. It's okay. I made it.
I did not know that Severance was there that long.
Yes. Byron Kay and his lovely wife was the owners of it at that time, and I just fell in love with ballet. I still am in love with ballet.
So are you from this Tower neighborhood or somewhere around here?
No, I'm actually from the First and Ashland area, where I went to high school at McLean High.
Traveling to the Tower, it was a different Tower district back then, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. It was a lot. It's very beautiful. Yeah. It's one of my favorite neighborhoods.
For our viewers, you can take a look. Here we are in the Tower district. You can see the cars driving by back there and stuff. So we love the Tower, but it's a different from the days that you were there.
Yeah.
Now, I asked you this earlier. I'm going to ask you again. We'll just pretend we didn't talk about it before, but you do oil, a lot of oils.
Oil and pastel.
So oil, you have to paint, let it dry.
It's a layering process. I use an old master's technique. I've studied with in workshops with a couple of masters in oil painting, and I also was taught by my grandmother. I'm actually a 4th generation artist, and my grandmother Betty McGinnis started me in oils, and when she passed away, I began studying with Lorraine Walter, who was a graduate of Otis Art Institute back in the late 40s when it was still academic. And she mentored me for almost 25 years until her passing. And she introduced me into the pastel world also. So now I work in both pastel and oil.
Now, and this is the vein I was trying to get into earlier. From your dancing to your art, you're one who's always understood that you seek the help of people better than you, masters.
Oh, all the time, all the time. In fact, I'm going to a workshop back east in Atlanta, Georgia, with an amazing portrait artist, Joseph Daly. And there were only 12 spots, and I got one of them, so I'm super excited about that.
You're going to travel then?
Yes, I'm going to travel in September, yes.
Tell me what a pastel is.
A pastel actually is pure pigment with a binder, and it You don't have to worry about drying. It's already a dry medium. There are soft pastels and hard pastels.
How are they applied?
They are applied. I use my hands a lot.
Your hands, okay.
Some people like to use pastel pencils. I like the sticks, and I use, like I said, you can draw them with them, and then you can use your hands. You can use paper towels to get the blending you want. You can use what's called a stump to draw lines with.
It's not like a crayon.
No, it's not a crayon at all.
My grandma was a oil painter and artist, and I saw those pastels up on her shelf, and they looked like crayons. And I always
Yeah.
knew I should have those.
Yeah.
I never got to touch
Oh,
them.
you could come to my studio and touch
Okay,
mine.
there you go. There you go. So the pastels go a little quicker.
Yes, they are faster to complete a painting. I don't have to wait for the drying. Whereas with the oil, I do the old master's technique where I do layers. And I always start with a sketch. I always start with a drawing so that I can map
Pencil
it out.
line?
I usually use a pastel pencil in a light, very light color so it won't show through.
Yeah, and that I was curious. So you get commissions. I mean, you get a lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, in my world, it would be a lot. And so you're not just working on one oil at a time. Like paint, you let it dry for a week and then go back to paint. You can move to the
No,
next one and the next one.
I'm working on, I think, 4 paintings right now. I'm working on 2 baby girls, one of a mother-daughter, and the other one is of a German Shepherd.
Can we hold some of those up? Just so you
This
have?
one is completed. This is one of my showpieces. This is actually a print of an original. The original was sold, but I do prints for
And
people.
what medium is
That
it?
was in pastel.
I see the difference, yeah.
It was definitely a pastel.
And what's the longevity of the pastel?
The pastel can go up to 500 years, just
500,
like
okay.
oils.
It will outlast me, so.
Yeah, it will outlast us. And then this one, see, this one here is the pastel that you saw earlier on the screen.
And pastels are softer. The whole
They're
image
a
is
lot
a little
softer.
softer.
They're a lot more romantic.
Very
today.
emotional, I would say, both of
Yeah,
them.
definitely. Yeah.
So somebody wants, now by the way, and I say it could, people, animals, pets, what about a house?
They're not, the pets aren't going to sit still, so
Right.
you need a photo.
Would you do a picture of someone's house?
Yes, I would.
Not a picture, what do you
Yeah,
call
a
it?
painting.
A painting? And so Lynn will do anything. Just ask her, and she'll say, I could do it or I can't do it.
Yep.
She'll tell you probably person to person how much it's going to cost you.
I generally start with my commission work with portraits. I start at $2,000 and up. You can make payments. You don't have to. It takes me a long time, and you can just make payments like anything else. Babies, if it's under 1 year old, it's $500.
Oh, nice.
Because I know people have diapers and formula and all that stuff that they have to focus on. But this way, they'll have a picture of them when they're new into the family.
Can you imagine a better gift?
Yeah.
I mean, I give gifts.
I'm working on one right now.
And,
I'm working on one baby right now.
Now, we have your web address on the screen. Is it napoliportraits.com?
Yes, it is.
Can they see some more of your examples?
Yes,
there?
they can. There's only like 4 other paintings on there. I haven't updated it in a while because a lot of things have been going on.
Well, if somebody's watching, say, that's a great idea. I want to talk to Lynn Napoli, Lynn Hock Napoli. I don't know why it doesn't say that up there, but
That's okay.
Okay, but email's good.
Email is good. Yes, that is the best way to get a hold of me, and it's napolilolly@peoplepc.com. And the reason why there's lolly there is because my husband loves to talk, and it is short for lollygagging.
Napoli Lolly
Yeah.
at peoplepc.com.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing for our viewers. Some people want to talk, man. Oh, no, I got to talk to them on the phone. Lynn is painting. She's painting. The phone rings. She can't just stop and
Yeah.
answer the phone, take all those phone calls.
You
But you
can-
get to the emails.
Yes, I get to the emails every morning. I read them.
Now, I see all the well, King Charles' new portrait just came out.
Uh-oh.
Did you get to see it?
Uh-oh. I actually put up on my Facebook that I would like to recommend some fabulous portrait painters here in the States.
Yeah, in the States, yeah. But have you looked forward to doing someone famous? I know you did Henry Perea a
Yeah,
while
I've
back.
done
He's
Henry
famous,
Perea,
and that was an
yeah.
incredible work of art.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really
Thank
liked that
you.
a
I
lot because I know
appreciate
him
it.
well, and the
Yeah.
way you captured him was kind of
Yeah,
moving.
he's commissioned me to do a smaller piece, so I'll be working on that.
But any famous people? I mean, every year the governor has a portrait. Every
That
cycle?
is, I would probably have to move to Sacramento
Or Washington, D.C. to get the
or
present?
Washington, D.C., but I actually like to do everyday people
Yeah.
because they're the ones who are going to have family. I would love to have them have a memento of someone that they love to pass down.
Yeah.
I have portraits. Actually, my great-grandfather was a portrait photographer. And I have master photography. He was a professional, did it in Faribault, Minnesota, had their own studio. My grandmother and great-grandmother would hand tint them. And you had something to hand down.
Right.
And I keep my prices low. I know some people don't feel that's low, but my skill level is 5,000 and over.
Right. Certainly it is.
Mhm,
Now,
thank you.
I hadn't thought of that, but if you give somebody a portrait, or somebody has a portrait done, it's going to be, they're not going to get rid of it in a few years. It's going to be there for generations.
It's going to be there for generations. I actually have a painting that I did of my great-grandmother from one of my great-grandfather's portraits of her.
Oh, so
photography.
You did a portrait
I
of
did an
that.
actual painting of it, and it hung in my mother's living room until she passed, and it's now in my studio. And everyday people need this in their lives, something to hand down, something beautiful and memorable.
Right. Now, let me ask you this. You said it a little bit before you came on the air, but I was finding it quite fascinating. You're going to Atlanta, and how's portraiture in the South?
Well, it's a huge market in the South. It's very traditional for people to have portraits in their home. And I was very fortunate to get into this portrait workshop. I'm thrilled about it. And also I will be, I'm a member of Portrait Society of Atlanta, and I'm just very excited about going and meeting them and meeting the portrait artists back there and learning.
Yeah. Now, our show, because we have our show Briggs on Books, has become so big worldwide. Certainly, the client doesn't have to be from Fresno.
No.
I mean, if you're in Atlanta and you need a portrait,
Right.
Here's a...
The farthest away I've done is one from Sicily. I've done one from Wyoming. It was actually of a horse with the mountains behind her.
Nice.
And it can be, I've actually done one from West Virginia, and it can be from, I can ship them if you're interested. Yeah, definitely.
Now, if I were to do a portrait, say you had you do a portrait of me, do I only get to see the finished product, or do we get to see the...
You can see the progress.
That would be so fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can see the progress, and actually I'm doing that with the mom of one of the baby portraits I'm doing right now.
I'd love to have a camera set up in your studio and just watch you doing this
Oh,
all
that
the
would be
time.
good.
It's fascinating. We've shown this picture before, and I always tell you this is my favorite picture of you, if I could find it. It is you. Is that the one, you in your studio?
That one was at an old gallery I was
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's in my studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Henry Perea. Yes.
Yeah, I love this one because
Yes.
it's, even though it's not a moving picture, there's so many things going on. There's so
Oh,
much
yeah,
action.
and he actually came and sat for me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he came and sat for me. He's a lovely person.
He doesn't seem like he'd have that kind of patience.
He's very patient and kind.
Then
Yeah.
we're way past time. Any other thoughts, anything you want our viewers to know about you or your work?
Well, I am working with, I'm going to be showing off and on with Sorensen's. I'm hoping to be in their next show in July. I think it's July. We're in May, so it actually be June.
It'd be a
in
June show.
June.
The
And then
first Thursday in June?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'll be showing with them off and on. It's wonderful working with them.
Yeah.
And I even got to judge a show for them, which was really fun.
And for our viewers, if you have not been to Sorensen's, it's worth the trip. It's on South Van
beautiful.
Ness, and we just lost Sorensen.
Yes,
He
we did.
passed
He
away.
just passed
But
away.
what a visionary he was, and there's this great facility with his name on it now, and it's way past downtown with the big sign that says,
Right.
Fresno on it, and it's
Right before you get to the railroad tracks. It's right there on your left.
And it's almost so big that in one hard hop you can't always get through
No,
the whole
you have
thing.
to come back several times.
Multiple times, yeah. Yeah, it's worth the
Definitely.
trip.
And then the Thursday night art hop is fabulous there. They have food trucks out in front, and the artists are there, and it's a great community.
It's a real destination.
Yes,
so.
definitely.
Lynn Napoli is our guest. Napoli Fine Art and Design. It's portraits. She does portraits. That's her big thing. She's so good at it.
Oh, thank you.
And I recommend, just if you're thinking of it, just talk to her and she'll give you some ideas and prices. And like I say, you don't always need the portrait today. Maybe 2 years is fine. So start paying her a little a month.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think that's how I would do it.
However long you need to pay it off.
That's
I
great.
work with you because I'm very meticulous. I do have a name to follow. Betty McGinnis was my grandmother. She was a member of the Society of Western Artists. She was also at one time the president of Society of Western Artists chapter here in
Wow.
Fresno.
Yeah.
And so was Lorraine Walter. They both were. And Virgil Elliott, a gentleman I took a workshop with who does beautiful work, also was a member of the Society of Western Artists, and he's very, very well recognized in the national art world. I do have friends nationally in the art world. So.
Yes. International.
Mm-hmm.
International.
Yeah,
Lynn Hock
international. I've been
Napoli.
invited to go paint in France and Italy.
Nice.
So,
All right. Please email Lynn. Go to check out her website. Get a portrait done. The picture, the gift of a lifetime.
Yeah.
The gift for generations. We'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this. And that's it. I'm always so inspired when I talk to you. So.
oh, thank you. Appreciate that. That's
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot.
serious about it. I'd love to watch your work sometime.
Well, you'll have to come and watch me paint sometime. You're welcome to.
I'd love to do that.